So Higgsfield AI just released Nano Banana Pro. Nano Banana Pro is an intelligent image generation with built-in world knowledge tool that's trained on massive diverse data sets. It nails celebrities, it landmarks, real city streets. I mean, everything's inside of this thing to make it easier for you to not have to wrestle with all of the images and with different prompts and trying to figure out certain things. And you just spend less time doing that, right? So with Nano Banana, there's no more broken text. There's no more off the model faces. There's no more wasted, just generations of images. You can create what you need for your brand or your business or just to experiment with online. So let's get started with Nano Banana Pro, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in Higgsfield. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look here at Higgsfield's on the main website, and we're going to find out that there's an unlimited 4K Nano Banana Pro available today. So make sure you click on that link, and that's going to take you here to our landing page. And as you see, I've kind of started playing around with this some, but I want to go ahead and actually create some new images. So one of the ones that I'm going to recreate right now is actually this one. Look at that. That's a pretty sick image if you really think about what happened with this image. So I'm going to show you what happened. So the first image that I have here to get started is I'm going to click on my unlimited link here down here that shows what options I want to choose. And I'm going to choose myself, and I'm going to choose the clothes that I want myself to wear. So if you really look at this image, let me try to open this up here in a separate window so you can take a look at it. Okay, so we're going to start with this image. If you take a look at it, it's just me wearing the Bulls uniform. This is actually AI generated. I don't like the Bulls, but this is actually pretty cool to show that you can be wearing anything with this with Nano Banana. So I'm wearing a Bulls outfit, and what I'm going to do is I want to actually take a collection of clothes. So what I'm going to do now is take a collection of clothes. As you see here, there's a bunch of different things here. There's a jacket, there's a hat, some pants, and I'm going to take these items and actually put it on myself here. So, all right, so we can go back over to Higgsfield. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, again, choose me and choose the clothes that you just saw. And what I'm going to tell it to do is to add these clothes to the guy in the picture. And I'm going to go ahead and run this prompt. Let's kick it off. All right. All right. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to actually recreate this image here. We don't have to wait, but this is what it's actually going to create. You see, it took all the clothes that were in that image and it added it on to me, right? Whether it's, the jacket, it added the sneakers. So it's actually a pretty cool rendition of me wearing the outfit, right? And that was easy to do with Nano Banana. One of the things that I chose Nano Banana Pro. Just make sure you have that selected. I chose 16:9 just to make sure that I actually have it where it's going to be long for the screen that I am. If you're going to do it for Instagram or something like that, you can choose 9:16. They give you unlimited up to 2K, but you could do 4K if you want to actually pay for a little bit with a little bit of credits. And you want to make sure you have this unlimited icon selected when you do that. So pretty cool. And there's a lot that you can do with this. So another thing that I'm going to actually do, which you kind of saw a bit of a preview there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose a Tesla truck. Now, again, looking at this truck here, I'm not sure if I can make this a little bit bigger. There you go. You see my Tesla truck here. I'm selecting my Tesla truck. So what I'm going to do here is ask Higgsfield Nano Banana Pro to actually break this car up into parts, right? Take this car apart into small parts. So you don't have to go into the garage and take apart your Tesla anymore. You could just come here to Higgsfield Nano Banana Pro and it'll do it for you. And so again, I'm leaving the Nano Banana Pro selected, not Nano Banana Pro. And I'm going to hit unlimited and just click that. And it's going to break my car into parts. And you can see the car here. Look what it did. It broke it down into individual pieces and parts here. I mean, look at that, all the way down to the axles. You can zoom in and kind of see the wheels and all of that. I got 4 wheels. So it did a really good job. So even though it has a real full truck there, it broke out each one of those pieces into parts. So that's a pretty cool feature. Another thing that I want to try out is that I'm going to take our Bulls picture here. As you see this one here, it actually goes ahead and I can actually make a Funko Pop figure out of an image. And so as you saw that Bulls image I showed you earlier, right? it actually made it out of, it took that image and it made this Funko Pop character on it. So if you don't believe me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna choose a different image of myself. Let's choose a pretty cool image of myself. Let's go ahead and choose. I want a full body. Let's go with this one. I'm wearing a suit. I'm gonna just Control V, put me in there. Oh, hold on, sorry. I can't do that. I want to actually use this image instead. So I'm gonna download this image because this one is actually under a different type of, it's on the Higgsfield Sold instead of Higgsfield Nano Banana Pro. And I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna upload my image that I just showed you. And I'm gonna take that prompt that I had earlier and I'm gonna say, make a Funko Pop character out of it. So while it's thinking, look at that. It's looking for me. Again, Nano Banana Pro, 16:9 image. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this to 9:16 because I want this to be something I can put on Instagram. I have my 2K, I have unlimited, and I'm gonna click that and let it fly. And it does take a little bit of time to get these things going. As you see, these are still working here. It takes probably a good maybe 3 minutes is what I've been seeing, and typically for some of the images. So it takes a little bit of a while. So you guys have to be patient and mindful of that as you're doing your creative work. So all of these images you see here are actually created with Nano Banana. You'll see I have one here with a guy. The prompt was just a high fidelity illustration of a gamer silhouette in front of a portal made with pixel particles and neon circuitry. So I wanted some images for my website that I can actually make look cool. And so I created a few of these using Nano Banana Pro. This is one here where it has a cyberpunk gamer wearing a sleek VR visor. So a lot of cool stuff that you can do with Nano Banana Pro to kind of add to your website. This one here is really interesting because it's not just the fact that I asked for a young girl, but I asked her to be thinking as she's standing in the streets in Brooklyn. So it had her thinking. It actually got the text. Look at it, put the street Brooklyn, as you see here. And you see the text here is daily and grocery. Sometimes the AI gets the text wrong, so it actually gets the text correct this time, which is really impressive. Because I think that's one of the features for Nano Banana is that it actually gets the text. It does a better job with text than some of the other AI models that are out there. So again, all of these things, like I did a lot of illustrations. Here's what I asked for here, but you can do real pictures as well. So in this particular one, I asked it to give me, I put creative rap artist performing in the streets of Brooklyn, New York. And so as you see here, this guy's rapping. It has the guy standing around him in the streets of New York. He's on Flatbush Avenue. Again, that the text is correct, which is pretty impressive. So it shows a real area for it to do. And so, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with Nano Banana, from real world stuff to even like illustrations of, like, this is not a real drone. I put futuristic drone flying over the Atlanta skyline. So it did a really good job coming up with what a drone would look like. And then putting the Atlanta skyline, you see the West End, you see Bank of America, does a really good job of taking into account what the skyline would really look like in Atlanta and looking at real places. So I'm actually going to do one other thing that I wanted you guys. You see this here? This is the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta. And I made a prompt say, show me a screenshot of from Google Maps of the Georgia World Congress Atlanta Center. So I'm going to try a different one. I'm actually going to, let me kill this while that's baking here. And I'm going to put in to show a screenshot of Google Maps with an image of the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. It should be different. Let's see what that does. State Farm Arena in Atlanta. And State Farm Arena is where the Hawks play. So be cool to kind of see it, the image there of where that's at, along with the photo of its coordinates. So again, Nano Banana Pro. I'm going to change this back to 16:9 because I want the big picture like that's here. And unlimited, make sure that's selected, and I'm going to click that off. Now, as you see here, these two images look the same, but very similar, right? Because the prompt was the same. I used the same images. This guy here is not smiling, right? You don't see him smiling. Whereas the other guy, that's me here. Hold on, let's kill that. The other guy that's here, I'm smiling here. So you can actually tell it some prompts to smile or not smile or do certain things. I didn't do that, so it made its own decision, but it's pretty cool in that it actually made it accurate. One of the things too that you can do is actually replace faces on different items or different monuments. And so in this case, what I told it to do was replace Mount Rushmore with Michael Jordan, Trump, Brad Pitt, and Elon Musk. And I gave it an original picture of Mount Rushmore. See that? And then from there, it was able to place in the different guys. Now, it didn't make them look like stone. I guess I could have gave it a little bit more detail to ask for that. But for this was good enough for what I needed. Just wanted to add them there on Mount Rushmore. All right. And so, again, this is, you see here, this is my original image that I made of my Tesla in pieces. And this time it did a little bit differently. It actually had the Tesla kind of coming apart here, even like, got the wheel. So this actually to only put the Tesla in there by itself, whereas the original one put like a second Tesla inside of there. So very interesting. These are things that you can kind of coordinate and change within a prompt if you want to make it a little bit more deliberate or specific to your needs. So very cool. We'll wait for some more of the prompts here. One other thing that I would like to mention is that, as we're sitting here waiting here, we can look at some of the options here. But Higgsfield right now has a special where if you sign up by November 24th, you can actually get the Nano Banana Unlimited for the monthly as a monthly subscriber. So you want to make sure that you subscribe to Higgsfield. You get unlimited on Nano Banana. And I'll show you the if you look at what they have here as the list of the different items here on the list, you can tell what you get. So for those who subscribe, like I said, through Monday, November 24th, Higgsfield is offering unlimited Nano Banana Pro generations for 1 year. That's a big deal. You can get Nano Banana for 1 year. You can actually make the generations and have different items and contents and stuff that you can regenerate, creating some of these amazing images really for 1 year. So that's awesome. And it gives you a lot of flexibility as you look at different options for what you create. And some of the use cases you can use it for translating text. You can use it for, swapping faces. As I mentioned, you can use it for taking cars apart. There's a lot of things that you can do with that feature. And I definitely recommend checking out Nano Banana. So now let's take a look at the results of our guy here. Look at that. That's actually really impressive. And so if you look at the prompt again, let's look at my original image. That's me wearing my suit. Again, this is actually an AI generated image. This is not me really wearing the suit because maybe a little bit chubby here. But you see here, it's a really nice looking AI image. It has my little alligator bag, my black shoes. So it's pretty nice looking image. And look at that. It got it down to the details of the alligator bag. Look at that. That is sick, right? And so look at that. That looks a lot like that image. So that's pretty cool. It gives you some of the options like that, so you can take a quick look at the amazing ability of what you can do with Nano Banana Pro. So very sweet. All right. So that was a quick overview of Higgsfield Nano Banana Pro. Some of the things we learned today is that you can actually play around with it and actually use it to generate different type of images that you need for your website. You can look at coordinates and tell it that, hey, can you find this address and give me the coordinates and the image of that address. You can create Funko Pop characters of yourself using just a prompt to do that and an image of yourself. You can replace images on items and statues and things of that nature, or even just images of other images and replace your face and put it on there. So Nano Banana Pro offers a slew of different options for you, high fidelity, high quality images that you can swap in. So definitely recommend you checking out. Leave some notes in the comments if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them and play around with it, because I think that one of the things that's really cool about doing AI is not just, trying to do it for work, but actually just experiment, see what you can do, change the way that things look for you. And so definitely recommend checking it out. Leave a comment, subscribe, Please, let me know any thoughts, and we look forward to doing more with you here in the future. Thank you.